Everyone in the town felt that Kwesi's announcement that he was arranging his own burial feast while he was still alive was simply another one of his weird ideas whenever he made the announcement. Kwesi has, for as long as anyone could remember, been the outcast of the Akrofi family. At the age of 43, his life consisted of a string of misfortunes and decision-making errors. However, he has squandered his opportunity with reckless abandon, despite the fact that he had been a talented young man with a bright future. As of this moment, he was a cancer patient, divorced and childless as well. The unrelenting sickness had left his body, which had been strong and full of energy in the past, feeble and weakened. In spite of the difficult condition he was facing, Kwesi refused to give in to hopelessness. He was a man who had always been known for taking courageous actions, and this time was no exception. A bold idea came to take shape in his mind as he lay in his cramped and cluttered home, contemplating his life for the first time. He decided that he would throw his own extravagant funeral feast while he was still alive. The news made by Kwesi caused shockwave to travel throughout the town of Wase. Wase, which is known for its deeply ingrained custom, had never witnessed anything such to this. Funerals were serious and sacred events that were held with the purpose of paying respect to the deceased and bringing closure to the living. It has never been done before for a live person to host their own funeral feast prior to their passing. Both Ako and Kofi, who are Kwesi's siblings, were initially shocked by the news. Throughout their entire lives, they had been the ones who were responsible for carrying the obligations of the family, while Kwesi had lived on the edge. The eldest child, Ako, was a nurse and has spent many years providing care for their mother, who was getting older. In addition to being a respected figure in the community, Kofi, the younger brother, was also a businessman. Kofi expressed his feelings, despite the fact that he was more reluctant. Take a moment to reflect on what you are doing, Kwesi. This is not a joke, it is an issue of real concern. On the other hand, Kwesi was adamant. This is precisely why I have to go through with it, he responded. I do not wish to lament my existence, but rather to rejoice in it. I want to be there, to laugh, to dance, and to see the people I love for the very last time. During the beginning of the conversations, their mother, Amma, who was considered to be a wise woman in her 70s, did not speak. She had experienced a lot in her lifetime and had a well-rounded understanding of the complexity of the human heart. At long last, she uttered her words, her tone soft yet powerful. Let him be, she instructed them. We are obligated to comply with Kwesi's request if this is what he desires. Because of the uncertain nature of life, who are we to deny him peace if this is what offers him fulfillment? After receiving Amma's approval, Ako and Kofi reluctantly gave their consent. Although initially skeptical, the village eventually became more accepting of the concept. Even though Kwesi had a lot of shortcomings, they had always had a soft spot for him. Many people were drawn to him because of his charisma and his enthusiasm for life, and as a result, the villagers made decisions to support his uncommon dream. With full force, the preparation got underway. The simple house that Kwesi lived in was completely transformed by the addition of brilliant fabrics, vibrant decoration, and lanterns that would illuminate the night. Friends and family members came from all over the place, ready to witness this one-of-a-kind celebration because they were intrigued by it. Even though his illness had made him weaker, Kwesi discovered fresh sources of energy in the preparations. In addition to monitoring the food and selecting the ideal music, he also spent a significant amount of time arranging the seats. Some of the traditional delicacies that will be provided include jollof rice, grilled tilapia, and plantains. Additionally, palm wine and fresh food will be offered. As the day of the feast drew closer, There was a distinct sense of anticipation that permeated the atmosphere. A magnificent kind of cloth was worn by Kwesi on the morning of the event. The colorful designs on the fabric reflected his unconquerable spirit. When he took a look around his newly renovated house, he was overcome with a profound sense of contentment. Kwesi greeted the first party guests with a wide arms as soon as they arrived at the venue. Both laughter and tears were exchanged, as well as embraces and handshakes. The story that people told about Kwesi's useful exploit, his charisma and his charity were passed around. A pleasant melody of traditional music and the sound of drums filled the air. Although, at first, cautious, Kwesi's siblings eventually found themselves immersed in the festivities that were taking place. The expression of excitement on their brother's face was visible to Ako and Kofi as they watched him walk among the guests. At long last, after what seemed like an eternity, they caught a glimpse of the old Kwesi, the person who had always made the most of every moment of life. As the sun began to drop and the feast reached its highest point, Kwesi appeared before the crowd to deliver a speech. Even though it was weak, his voice possessed a resonance that had the ability to command attention. "Thank you all for coming," he started off by saying. "I am aware that this is not a traditional gathering, but I wanted to see your smiles, hear your laughter, and experience your love for the very last time. My life has been a journey that has been full of unexpected turns and twists. Not only have I been a fool, but I have also experienced a tremendous deal of happiness. It is today that I celebrate everything." After pausing for a moment, he stared at his mother, his brother and sister, and the townspeople who had shown their support for him. Life is short and none of us are aware of how much time we get left on this earth. However, I am a firm believer in capitalizing on each and every moment. It is not just for me. This feast is for us to enjoy together. Let's make the most of the time we have together, shall we? Kwesi's comments affected the audience and they responded by erupting in applause. For a considerable amount of time into the night, the feast continued with singing and dancing and the exchange of stories. Even though he was out of breath, Kwesi experienced a tremendous sense of calm. He had courageously confronted his own mortality and had provided his loved one with a memory that they will remember for the rest of their lives. Over the course of the weeks that followed, Kwesi's health significantly deteriorated. However, he confronted the end of his life with the same confidence and dignity that he had displayed during his whole existence. As soon as he died, the community was overcome with grief over his passing. On the other hand, they also recalled the lavish funeral feast, which served as a demonstration of Kwesi's energy and his unflinching enthusiasm for life. The story of Kwesi expanded beyond the confines of Wase, motivating people to celebrate life in ways that were not customary. Not only did his legacy continue to live on, but it also served as a reminder that even in the face of death, there is always room for happiness, love, and celebration. The man who staged his own funeral feast while he was still alive, Kwesi, became a legend in his own right, becoming a symbol of strength of the human spirit and the ability to persevere through adversity.